Hello, everybody, and welcome to
Yep.
a very special podcast. This is the podcast where we watch your favorite TV shows of yesteryear over a glass of wine. Fuck it, I'm just saying it. I know we always supposed to say beverage.
You have your wine, I will have my Mai Tai.
Boom. Alright, so I'm the host, Patrick M. Dunn. You might remember me from like the previous 16-ish episodes. And I'm joined by my co-host, as always, the author, Kat Halstead, Kat with a K, A-T.
What up?
And we're midst into the winter season.
Winter, it sucks.
Yeah, it's cold.
I hate it.
It's very
Can I go to Hawaii?
And speaking of Hawaii, tonight we'll be watching the second part of the Magnum P.I. pilot. I believe it's called Don't Eat the Snow in Hawaii?
Yes, we're finally watching it, recording the podcast.
Did I get the name right?
No.
The name of the episode?
Don't Eat the Snow in Hawaii, Part 2.
Part 2. So I think we decided in the last episode that this was probably a 2-hour episode.
Yeah.
And Netflix decided for whatever reason to chop it up into 2 parts, which is good because it took me a long time to watch this.
You know, I don't think it was Netflix. I think it was an old syndication kind of thing.
Yeah, you're probably right. But it still took me a long time to watch this for some reason. Because I watched the first one.
I've watched it 4 times, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I could not remember any characters' names. Like, I just couldn't keep track of everything. Like, the first time around. So, like, when we did the first episode, I had to watch that a few times. And then, never mind to watch the second episode, because I watched it a month ago. Well, we watched it a month ago originally.
You watched it over a month ago.
And then the holidays came around, so we fell behind, and now we're back. So I was like, oh shit, I don't remember anything about this. So I started to watch it again last night.
Yeah.
And it was like watching it again for the first time, because I was like, I don't remember any of this.
You don't remember the disco with the creepy 2-way mirror?
Oh, I remember like bits and pieces of it, but there was just specifics and like things that people talked about just did not ring a bell to me at all. But before we get into the episode and our pre-show banter, we need to get our housekeeping out of the way because I feel like we never do this.
Okay, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. It's such a chore.
And what is the website URL again? I forget.
It is a very special podcast.tumblr.com.
Yeah, so it's basically a very special podcast.com, but we just threw a Tumblr in the middle. And in case you're new to the internet, Tumblr is spelled TUMBLR.
Yes.
Like, they decided to take out the E for some reason. I don't know why, to be honest with you.
I don't know. It's probably like some weird hipster thing that I don't get.
Yeah, I don't know. The internet speak. Anyway, as I was saying before we recorded, I said that was a disaster because I literally was about to start the podcast and I realized I only had like a drop of wine left.
Oh no. You do that all the time. You drink your whole drink before the podcast.
No. I actually like went to pour it like 10 minutes ago and there was like this much left in the bottle.
So, oh no, that's awful.
So luckily I had Old Navy $2 Chuck available, so... And I started to pop the cork and then the cork broke halfway through, so I had to like stab it out.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, so it was pretty disastrous.
That's the worst.
Tonight I also ran out of gas.
You're just having a fabulous night.
Yes, and then I cut myself shaving. And
oh my goodness.
That was about it. I also found a lost dog.
Oh my.
So it was an exciting...
You know, I used to go to a bar called The Lost Dog back in the day.
Yeah. What was it like?
It was this big space. There's several different areas. In the front, there's a foyer that you walk into. If you go straight, right off to the side when you walk in is a lounge area that had a huge glass window on the street and had couches and the high tables. And then inside was like where the actual bar was, with a DJ booth and some tables. And that's where everybody kind of just crowded each other as they danced.
What is the...
And then in the back, there's the tiki bar. That in the winter, because this is in Colorado, they had the heat lamps so that even in the middle of winter, if it wasn't like too cold out, they could, and they were busy enough, they could have people outside in the back. That's usually where all the smokers went. Except for the occasional person who'd come in from out of town and who'd try to smoke in the bar.
Yeah, that's not allowed here in Massachusetts, so I imagine, is this a worldly affair where you can't smoke in the bar?
Well, back when it would happen mostly was when Colorado was like one of the few first states that started that whole you can't smoke in the bars law. So,
okay.
And it's a tourist town, so you get the people who don't know any better because they're from out of town and they start smoking in the bar. And you're like, you can't do that in here. It's illegal.
Speaking of bars, what do you think it's like in Hawaii? Do you think you're allowed to smoke at... What's the name of the bar from Magnum P.I? Rick's? Rick's Cabaret?
Rick's Place.
Rick's? It's actually called Rick's Place?
Yeah, I think it's actually called Rick's Place.
And Rick he's like...
Because it's supposed to be a takeoff on Casablanca, where everybody goes to Rick's Place.
Okay. And it's like
the movie starring Humphrey Bogart, right?
And it's a disco dance
club. Don't make me make you watch this movie.
I've never seen it, so...
Yeah, this is a dance club. Wait. In Casablanca, it's not a disco dance club.
Is it a black and white movie?
Yes, it's a black and white movie. It's starring Humphrey Bogart.
Is this
Ingrid Bergman?
Is this Here's Looking at You, Kid? Is it that movie? Is that Casablanca?
Yes.
Okay, I think I know of it.
Yes, it's Casablanca.
Yeah, it's... Okay, maybe I'll watch it. Is it on Netflix or Hulu?
I don't know.
Alright, that'll be my homework for the weekend.
I don't have that open on a computer to check.
We'll find it. Don't worry about it. Alright, so Rick's Place is a disco club in downtown Honolulu, I believe is where they live.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, because I kind of remember it being Honolulu-ish. And so, they're in the dance club.
Either way, it's one of those big cities.
Yeah. I think there's only like one big city in Hawaii, and it's Honolulu. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I have no clue.
Yeah. Is Malibu a place?
I haven't left the lower 48 yet, so...
The lower 48. You haven't branched off. Actually, I've been to Hawaii. You'd think I'd be an expert, but...
You have?
Yes. And I have family that live there, so you think I'd, like, know all this stuff and, like, be an expert, but no. I'm not geography-ish at all. In fact, I'm, like, the least geography-ish person. Like, you could show me, like, you can be like, find Indiana on a map, and I'd be like, I know it's, like, in this area somewhere.
You want to know something?
What?
You know whenever BuzzFeed does one of those, can you place all 50 states in the correct spot? Indiana is always the one I forget. I can get every other state, and then I sit there for like 20 minutes going, what is this state? I will have every other state filled in perfectly, and I'm like, what state is supposed to go there?
See,
what is this crazy state? And it's Indiana. I'm sorry, Indiana.
I don't think I could even find Connecticut, and it's like 2 states away from me.
Oh my god. Patrick.
I know it's close, but like, I'd probably point to New York first. I'm like, there it is. And I'm like, no, that's New York. I'm like, oh, I don't know shapes.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I know Florida because it's like, Florida, I guess, is the Florida shape. California. Massachusetts has the arm. Texas
has the hook.
Yeah, there's the Panhandle State. Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
Okay, I got that right. Okay. But then there's like those boxy states like in the like near California. I think Colorado would be one of them, is it?
Yes, Colorado's one of those boxes. It's almost a perfect rectangle. It's almost a perfect rectangle.
Yeah, there's like 4 states that are pretty much like that, except like Nevada has like a slight slant.
Yeah.
I did pay attention in that on the day we were talking about Nevada. And I could probably find Hawaii because it's just little speckles.
It's the whole island in the Pacific.
And
if you can't find Alaska, I'll worry.
And Tom Magnum, he can live anywhere in the world, and he decides to live on those little speckles. And because of that, we get Magnum
Paradise.
He had 2 tickets to paradise, and now he's in a disco dance club looking through a creepy 2-way mirror.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for...
That was so sketchy to me. I'm like, oh my god, if I ever see a mirror in a dance club, I am out of there.
Alright, so we'll have to describe the scene.
Window, like, what? It's creepy enough when you're like out there dancing and the bouncers are like watching you and you're just like, okay, no, thank you.
Alright, so in the middle of the disco dance club at Rick's place, like if you look up over your shoulder, you will see like pretty much like the wall is made of mirrors. And then there's just like a staircase that goes up to a door. And then if you go up the staircase and open the door, there's like a secret room where there's just like creepy, horny dudes that are just like staring at chicks, basically is what's happening. And Magnum and Rick are in there. They're just chilling in there. They're looking.
Magnum is in there with Alice, our victim's brother.
And they're watching Snow White, who is the character that we teased at the end of the last episode. We weren't sure who Snow White was.
Yeah.
And she turns out to be a 19-year-old coke dealer.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like dancing.
I don't know why I thought this, but I was sure Snow White was going to turn out to be like some old guy.
Yeah, you kept saying that. And
old short guy. I don't know why. That's just what I thought. It never occurred to me that Snow White was gonna be an actual woman.
Like, wouldn't it be funny if Snow White turned out to be Jeffrey Tambor dressed as his transparent character?
I actually have to watch that. I haven't watched it.
I've never seen it, but I know of it. But as soon as you were saying, like, I was expecting Snow White to be like an old man, that's like instantly where my wine went. That's instantly where my mind went. Alright, so...
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be a 19-year-old woman who's inherited the business from her dead husband that she married when she was 11. She probably killed.
Yeah, she's a widow, right? And, alright, so...
It was ridiculously messy.
So I couldn't figure out Snow White's deal. So she's like the drug dealer of Hawaii?
She's like the big coke dealer, like... I guess she's got the most coke. And they went to her because they figured if somebody's got coke they could waste on a hit, it'd be Snow White.
But she's confused because she doesn't think that the Navy officer is dead, right?
She wants to know, yeah, why they think he's dead. And... Actually, I'm looking at my notes right now. I'm like, this is the only one who had... Finding the killer would be mutually beneficial.
Yeah. Well,
it's like the guy is dead. He had a bunch of coke in his stomach, and he got his stomach beat up by some goons.
Yeah.
Everything exploded in his stomach.
And then this is like where nothing makes sense because for some reason it had, even though, what's the guy's name that died in the first episode?
Crap, what was his... John? Was that his name? Crap, I don't remember.
Alright, well, the guy who died from the first episode, like the murder they're trying to solve. Like, for some reason, the cocaine in his stomach really had nothing to do with anything. It was all about gold, a gold dealer. Like someone that's dealing gold.
Yeah, I think it was basically to kind of set up Snow White.
So,
maybe?
They do this whole thing where they're like trying to figure, like, there's gold involved for some, like, bullions of gold. And I didn't understand this. I could not comprehend.
Yeah, this is what my notes say. Snow's companion says that someone is dealing gold, cutting into his market. A guy named Labule.
Which I took as
started with heroin.
Gold.
Labule. Who started with heroin, moved on to diamonds, and now gold.
I just...
For what he...
Like, if you had to connect the dots there, there's no connection. It's I don't know. It's like trying to...
I honestly don't know how they figured this out.
It's trying to put a square tip into, like, a square peg into a round hole.
Yeah.
Like, I just could not connect the dots. So, for some reason, though, Magnum is like, oh, okay, like, Labule, like, I think I know about this. So he calls his friend TC, who's, like, the pilot.
Yeah, the helicopter pilot.
He's the pilot from the pilot episode, like the first part, who rescues them in the Vietnam flashback. So now they're just, like, cruising around the islands.
Yeah, they're just flying around looking for something, hanging off this particular reef.
Alright, so TC owns the helicopter, or does he give, like, helicopter tours? Like, this is where I was trying to...
I believe that TC owns the helicopter and gives helicopter tours.
Okay, because I just could not, like, I'm like, why is he just, like...
Well, what else are you going to do when you get the helicopter pilot skill in Vietnam? What are you going to do when you retire from the Navy?
And you're just going to...
Might as well give helicopter tours.
You're going to move to the...
You can't transition the helicopter pilot into something else.
Well, you could just become a professional helicopter pilot. And...
That's what he became.
He only gives tours. I don't know. I don't know about pilots. Do we know any pilots that we can ask?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's what this podcast needs, is a pilot. We have a dairy expert.
Yes, we have the Dairy Fairy. What up, Dairy Fairy?
Unfortunately,
We kicked my ass bowling last time I saw you.
Unfortunately, though, no dairy-related questions came up in this Magnum P.I., but my eyes are out there for anything. Does the Dairy Fairy know that he has podcast fame now?
Yes, he is very aware.
Okay.
Even though he is no longer actually in the dairy department.
That's okay, because you know what? His expertise is there. It's in his mind.
Yeah.
That's all we need. He could have been, like, blacklisted from the dairy department, and he's like, it's like, I'm not allowed back there anymore. I was pushed away. Now I work in the bread aisle. It's not the same.
Oh my god.
That should be like a comic book character.
The Dairy Fairy?
I am the Dairy Fairy. Vengeance is mine. Juice? No. Produce?
Okay, Batman.
You got the reference. Okay. Alright, so TC...
Of course I did. Hello.
You do not know my voiceover talents. This podcast is allowing me to expand. I can do the mom from Webster. I can do Michael Jackson. And now the Dairy Fairy.
Not the Michael Jackson one. Not the Michael Jackson one. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that one again.
He's not coming out tonight.
Just thinking about it, I can't. Okay.
Maybe in a future episode.
Okay.
Just be lucky.
So Magnum...
Alright, go on.
Magnum and PC are in the helicopter flying around the island. They're looking for a boat ship that shouldn't be there. It's a Sunday afternoon. So everything, like, seems fine. Oh, in the middle of this, there's, like, a Vietnam flashback.
Oh, okay.
They just toss those in every so often.
Alright, so, like you said, like, it's a Sunday afternoon and, like, no one's on the ocean on a Sunday afternoon. And then...
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird.
Alright, first of all, that's kind of weird, but, like, the island they're going to It's an island that's like owned by the Navy. So it's like Monday through Saturday, the place is crawling with naval ships. And it's like, oh, it's Sunday. Let's get the fuck out of here and just like do something else. Like, why are they like surrounding this island? But like on like Sundays, it's like you can be a criminal and go out into the ocean and like deal gold and heroin or diamonds or whatever you're dealing. It's like, oh,
whatever.
The Navy takes Sundays off.
Well, I think the reason they use that area is for training.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And to practice. Because this is from, 1981? I think we weren't at war at the time.
We were at the Cold War, I think.
I'm pretty sure we weren't. I don't know. I was like a baby. I don't know.
I feel like if you were going to attack America, you just go to Hawaii because there's like no security there at all whatsoever. Like that's why
that's what Japan did.
That's why there was a Pearl Harbor. That's why
Japan attacked Pearl Harbor.
But I don't think Pearl Harbor was like a state at that point in time. I think it was just a base, maybe a base.
Maybe it was just a base.
But
I think it was just a base. It was like a territory.
You think they would have?
I'm gonna ask Google.
You would have think they would have learned their lesson though.
What year did Hawaii become a state?
59.
Hawaii was granted statehood on August 21st, 1959.
Hello.
That is crazy.
I may not
How did you know that?
I may not know the shapes of states, but I know the year they entered the statehood.
They entered the Union?
Yes. Is that the word I was looking for?
Yeah, that's the word you were looking for.
Alright, thank you. For the assist. Alright, so
you're welcome.
As we were stated in the previous episode, the airport in Honolulu, there's like not even the airport, it's like the naval station.
It's the naval base.
There's no security there whatsoever. So it's like
none. It drives me mad.
So the Japanese attacked this place in the 40s. They just annihilated it. And then like you would have thought like, all right, we need to like button down, we need to like tighten up security, put up some parameters, maybe hire some competent guards. But no.
Well, to be fair, the attack of Pearl Harbor was like planes coming in and bombing stuff. It wasn't like a bunch of guys got out of the ocean, maybe sealed their way up, and took Pearl Harbor's base with like guns or something.
Yeah, but if you
it wasn't like that.
But if you knew that like the Japanese flew over the Pacific, you would have just like, let's throw some naval ships out there just to kind of like keep track. Maybe have some, what are those ships that have like the cannons on them? Like the ones you see in like Looney Tune cartoons?
Battleships?
Yeah, battleships. You sunk my. You figured like, let's throw some of these out there because like we're like the gateway to America. Like you can just get here, attack us, take over, and then like fly to California. And there wasn't like an internet or Twitter then, so like it wasn't gonna be like, they're coming. Like no, there was none of that. So you would have think they would have been more.
That is true.
They would have been more secure. And then they take Sundays off. So they take Sundays off, and which basically just
Sundays off from training for whatever reason. I don't know why they take Sundays off.
Yeah, so they take Sundays off. And now, every drug dealer, gold smuggler, diamond hustler, like, it's just like, they take Sundays off. Let's just fucking cruise into this area. And so Magnum...
Let's go to this specific spot in the ocean and hang out.
So, they basically... Like, there's gunfire, right? Isn't there...
There's gunfire, so... Well, first there's the Vietnam flashback. And it's got where the French guy stays behind to cover, and then Magnum yells, "Leave!" Much like Michael calls out Walt at the end of the first season of Lost.
Yes.
And then Magnum and TC are flying over, and they see the ship and they see Labule, and TC like asks about the ship in front of them. Magnum tells them it's a Navy ship to keep people off the island when the Navy is doing gunnery practice. Then he realizes it's Sunday. They don't do practice on Sunday in peace times.
Okay.
Magnum's taking photos with the camera that TC thinks he stole, which... Why does TC think he stole a camera?
It's just like a 35mm camera, isn't it? It's like nothing fancy.
Well, I think actually it was kind of fancy. It had the nice fancy lens for the zoom in.
Oh,
but
yeah, you
Magnum
can like twist it and it like zooms in closer. But like...
I love that we're both... You guys can't see this, but we're both sitting here miming it.
No, but the funny thing about this, though, is they're in a moving helicopter, so it's not like you can get a good shot. Like,
yeah, you're gonna get a fuzzy shot anyways.
Like, I am driving in a car.
In the helicopter, your hands are vibrating, nothing's still.
Plus, like, you're high above. Like, it doesn't work. But you know what? For the magic of television, it totally works. So, Magnum goes home and now... Oh, actually, the men on the boat, and they have guns pointed at the helicopter, right?
Yeah, they have guns pointed, they start shooting, and TC's like, God damn, TC's still pissed.
So, TC flies like a tourist copter, we believe. Now there's like bullet holes in the side of it. So like, he's gonna fly back and land, and then be like, alright, who wants to go tour the islands? And there's gonna be like, bullet holes in the side of it. And it's like, yeah.
Actually, I think the bullets miss the helicopter, and TC just wants gas money later from Magnum.
How do you miss a helicopter?
I don't know.
It's like in the first part of the episode where the guy had like a machine gun and he was shooting at the Porsche, and he like every bullet missed the car.
Yeah.
It's like there's a gigantic target in front of you, and it was like not. It was kind of like Magnum was swerving a little bit in the car, but he wasn't going like fast enough to like really get out of the way. So it's like you could anticipate his next move. I don't know. TV magic, I guess.
TV magic.
TV magic. All right, so now Magnum goes home, and we learn that Higgins, the guy he lives with, he has like a black room, like a dark room. What do they call it? A dark room?
Yeah, dark room.
The dark room. So he's like now he's developing the photos, and Magnum recognizes the guns. Is that what happens?
No, there's something about the way Labule stands that Magnum recognizes, but he can't figure it out. Like, there's something familiar about this guy. He doesn't know what it is. It's like he knows this guy, but he cannot pinpoint where he knows him from.
So he's about to figure it out, maybe. But then TC calls on the telephone line, which is like meant to be it's a connection between Higgins and Robin Masters, who is like the famous author that they live with, basically. For
and take care of his house.
Yeah,
so he's not there. He's at another house.
This is
apparently he makes mega bank.
This is when TC says he wants his gas money.
Yeah, this is it.
But then, is this where they decide that they're gonna like bring Higgins into the mix and like have him be like the messenger boy?
Sort of. Magnum. Well, okay. TC first tells Magnum that he saw a rendezvous happen because he went back, because that's the smart thing to do. Let's go back. We have to go back. So TC goes back and witnessed a rendezvous. And then, is your dog begging for attention?
Alright, say that again.
Is your dog begging for attention right now?
No, David was going out.
Oh. So, Magnum is all like, oh, I'll have Higgins bring over these pictures for you and Rick. And Higgins is like, I am not your messenger boy. You are this annoying guy who lives here, trying to get rid of. But Alice, like, sweet talks Higgins into doing it.
And, like, alright, I forgot about Alice. So Alice, in the first part of the episode, like, I suspected that she might be a suspect.
Because she's just so weird?
Yeah, and, like, I googled her, and it's like, alright, she does not appear in any other episode, so, like, she could be, like, they were made it seem like that she's gonna be, like, the sexy love interest. But I'm like, you know, she could be, like, the suspect.
Yeah.
But, alright, so...
Well, that leads into what happens between Alice and Magnum is she admits to falling in love with Magnum when she was a schoolgirl.
Yeah, so, like...
But she's still hot for him, and she really wants him bad. Magnum. Her brother is dead. Right now, all she cares about is climbing Magnum.
Yeah, like, it's not like her brother's been dead for a long time. Like, he died, like, 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's been like 2 days, and she's like, oh, Magnum, I loved you since I was a schoolgirl, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
you had
and,
a
like,
crush. You were not in love with him.
I don't remember, but didn't we, like, figure out the awkward age difference between them, too?
Oh my god, we might have. I don't remember.
Because we were
I don't have
determined that Magnum was, like, 33 in this episode.
Well, what he was saying was, when he was still in the Navy, he woke up one day realizing he was 33, and he had never really been 23. Like, he never had those experiences most 23-year-old guys have, because he was off fighting in Vietnam.
And then, like, Alice was, like, 14 at the time?
Yeah, she was something. She was like a high schooler. Late middle school when she first met Magnum. So he was like the cute older guy that her brother brought home.
Nice.
That she always wanted to get with and never did, because he's like, no, you're my best friend's little sister, not happening.
Now she has, like, a cool, like, almost Dorothy Hamill haircut.
I don't, yeah. And she will not let it, she tries to kiss and Magnum's like, nope.
He's like, nope.
No.
He's like,
No.
you go kiss Zeus and Apollo, the dogs.
Yeah, dogs will listen to you. That's what you're here for right now.
Alright, so while all this is going on, the creepy guy who survived the car crash from the first episode, who now we know that works for Labule, he's crept onto Robin Masters' property.
Which is so secure, because Magnum said it was so secure.
Like, you know what though? I feel like anyone could have broken in there, because it was just the easiest place to break into.
Yeah, I feel like if I could have climbed that wall, I could have broken into it. And I don't climb walls.
I don't climb walls, and you know what? That wall didn't even look like it was that high to begin with. Like, you just needed, like, a step stool.
It was probably like 6, 7, maybe 8 feet at most.
Like, you could have grabbed a buddy and had him, like, 10-finger your way over that.
Mm-hmm.
But, he basically climbs the fence on his own, the creepy guy, hops over, and then Zeus and Apollo, the dogs, like, scare him off. Like,
yeah.
Like, did he not see the dogs? Like, weren't the dogs outside?
I think they got set outside. It's a big property. So it's not like it's just like this little yard, it's a huge property, so I think he heard the dogs. And the dogs are like, wait, somebody's here?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Is that how it works in, that land?
Mm-hmm. Release the hounds.
1 second. Okay.
But the creepy guy gets into his car.
So the creepy guy hops in his car at the same time.
He sees the Porsche leave. And the Porsche is Higgins.
Yeah, so Higgins gives in, he hops in the Porsche.
So he follows Higgins thinking it's Magnum.
So he's gonna go to Rick's with the photographs? Is that what happens?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so...
He's got the photos. He's driving the Porsche because he, like, says Magnum's not allowed to drive it anymore.
And, alright, so... What would Rick do with the photos, though? That's what I don't get.
Rick has his finger on the under of Hawaii of all the criminal dealings because he's the club owner.
Okay, so like...
So he's hoping that Rick recognizes somebody in the photo, specifically LeBlue. LeBlue. LeBlue.
You're my boy, LeBlue.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second. I think the dog has to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Go. Not yet, but he will. He'll be back.
Okay. So creepy guy follows Higgins because he thinks it's Magnum. And then Alice and Dan.
Alright.
I don't know why I thought his name was John. It's Dan.
I thought you said Andy for some reason. Alright, so the dead guy's name is Dan?
Is Dan.
Okay. Alright, so this is where the episode gets really good. This is like the bread and butter of the episode. Alright, so Dan is the dead guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Alice and Magnum, they decide that they're gonna go to Pearl Harbor, like the place that was attacked like 40 years earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where did they get his car?
I don't know!
Alright, like, how? I don't, like...
You don't have to live on the beach if you're a certain level. So maybe he has, like, a little condo down by the beach, he's got a car. Magnum and Alice go get the car.
Yeah, but this is where it gets weird, though, because if you think back to the first part of the episode... So... It's
You mean like how
established...
he needed Magnum to come get him?
It's established that Dan lives on the base, because he lives with Haley, Ensign Haley.
Mm-hmm.
But he still needs Magnum to come and pick him up. So Magnum goes to pick him up. He does not show up.
Because Magnum doesn't look to see that Dan's getting beat up a row away.
No. But if Dan lives on the base, why would he need a ride, first off? And then if he owns a car, why didn't he just have it at the base to begin with?
So many questions I don't understand what the answers would be, because they make no sense.
And then, so if he does have a car, where does he park it? Does he have a place off base that he parks his car?
I don't know. And if Magnum has access to it, why does he need to drive Robin Masters' Porsche?
And then, all you need to sneak into Pearl Harbor is just drive the car of someone's, like, they recognize, he's like, oh, they'll recognize Dan's car. Let's drive his car onto the base. And you don't even have to stop at the gate. All you have to do is just drive the car.
This is what got me about that. If they're going to recognize that it's Dan's car, don't they know that Dan is dead? Why is somebody driving his car to get onto the base in the middle of the night?
They might not know he's dead, though, because he literally just died. So...
Okay. I'm pretty sure news is going to spread pretty quickly.
You know, if someone definitely dies,
way more than
about it. This isn't like subtle news. It's like someone died. Yeah, I guess you're right. But like,
yeah,
you know,
news
like,
spreads like that. Everybody's like, oh my god. Especially when someone young dies, it spreads like that because everybody's like, oh my god, did you hear so and so died? And you're like, wait, what? What killed him? And everybody's like, I don't know, but he's so young.
People are pretty lazy in Hawaii, though. As I said, I've been to Hawaii. They're pretty lax down there, I'll tell you that. You're
That is Patrick's opinion. That is not the opinion of the podcast. People in Hawaii, please don't get mad at us.
I don't think we have any Hawaiian.
But if you
listeners.
are, please tweet Patrick directly at Patrick M. Dunn.
Oh yeah, did we shout out our Twitter names? Yeah, who cares at this point?
No, we're awful. We need to just record something and just stick it in every time.
Alright, so basically Alice and Magnum somehow sneak into Pearl Harbor, which is like, it's been attacked before. You would have think that they would have like, alright, we've been attacked before. Even though it's been 40 years, like you still...
At the very least, check who's coming in.
Yeah, like, this is
At the very least, check who's coming.
Like, they specifically went in to steal secrets. So it's like, it's a place that has secrets. We need, like, some layer of security. Alright, so not only do they get by the first gate, they then basically go into, like, the main headquarters where, like, Haley, like, works. And, and Lieutenant Cooley, or Sergeant Cooley? Something Cooley.
I don't know,
It's his office.
Yeah, Cooley. And it's not just, like, Navy offices, it's like the Navy Investigation Department.
Like, alright, so there's, like, file cabinets of secrets. And they just, like, hire one guy. It's Judge Reinhold.
Yeah. He's just this one guy in from Wisconsin to sit at the desk, and Magnum, he doesn't check Magnum's IDs or anything. I think supposedly he's just so nervous he can't read his Robin Masters novel now. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock in the morning. And Healy went to go get chicken. And he left this guy in charge, who's sitting there reading Robin Masters novels, and he just lets Magnum in because Magnum's wearing his dress military stuff.
Like
so he's like, okay.
He's never seen this guy before.
Yeah.
Like, never. Like, it's not like you're working at, like, a law office. It's the NIA, which I guess is the CIA of Navy.
Yeah.
And this guy just, like, strolls in. I mean, I guess if Tom Selleck, like, walked into my office tomorrow and was like, I need everything, I'd be like, okay, you're fucking Tom Selleck. So, I mean, I can understand Judge Reinhold's weakness. And was Judge Reinhold a celebrity at this point? Because I think this is, like, pre Beverly
This is one of his first roles.
Okay.
Because I went and I checked his IMDb to see, like, how big of a name he was. I think at this point, Fast Times at Ridgemont High wasn't even out.
Okay. And so now outside, Alice is just like, Magnum's like, Alice, just chill in the car. If anyone pulls up, just say you're waiting for Healy. So she's like, alright, that works. Little does she know that, like, the parking block right next to, like, where Magnum parked, it says, like, parking reserved for Healy. Mm-hmm. So you know he's gonna come back. Like, you know.
Oh, of course. He's supposed to be on duty. He went to go get food at 2 o'clock in the morning.
So, Ensign Healy, he, like, shows up with, like, a bucket of KFC chicken. Because chicken places are open at 2 a.m. Well, it's a fast food, so.
I mean, I live in smallish towns, so I don't have very many late night food options. Maybe a Denny's or a Perkins. McDonald's now. Maybe a Del Taco, but not a chicken place.
No. So, like, Alice pretends, like, she just, like, makes up some lie, but it's, like, a coincidence that this is
Healy.
Yeah, so, like, she's like, oh, I'm waiting for, Healy. And he's like, oh, it's me. Like, I'm Haley. Like, oh, like, some random chick They're just going to allow onto the base at 2 a.m. Like, it's like a rainstorm. It's like a monsoon. They're just going to, like...
Yeah, it's definitely, like, monsoonish.
He has, like, no reservations at all. He's like, all right, yeah, like, there's a chick here.
I think it's because her father is, like, some admiral or colonel or something. Okay. And he's, like, a big name, and everybody's like, oh... Well, your father... Okay, yeah, I'll come bring you in at 2 o'clock in the morning to go get your brother's personal effects.
Well, she reveals that she's Dan's sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But like, it's still pretty, like, weird. Like, alright, you came here at 2 in the morning to grab his, like, personal belongings?
Yeah, why wouldn't you come at, like, 10 a.m., noon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon? 5 o'clock, right as everybody's about to leave. You came at 2 o'clock in the morning, but no, this makes total sense to these people.
And you know what?
And I know we're harping on the 2 a.m. thing, but we have a reason for harping on it.
But, like, you probably wouldn't even show up. Like, you would just naturally deliver that stuff to Alice. Like, it's just like, oh, here's all his personal belongings. Like, it's...
Yeah, or would have been collected by now. Instead, it was just sitting there.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, we keep it at this, like, main office. It's not, like, not at his apartment or anything. It's... But, meanwhile, Magnum, he breaks into the offices and he's, like, going through Dan's records. And he finds, like...
Yeah, he's going through everything Dan's working on.
He finds, like, a letter from a woman who's looking for, like, information on wreckage about her, like, missing in action son.
Yeah,
so,
like, her son was on a different mission the day Pearl Harbor was attacked, but his body was never recovered. He's been lost since the attack. And she read this article about how these kids were skinny dipping or whatever off the reef or whatever, and they found some wreckage. And she was wondering if maybe the body they found could be her son.
And, like, this is where the gold comes back into play? Is that it?
Yeah, this is where the gold comes back. Actually, it finally starts to make some sense. Because he was carrying gold that was undocumented.
And it wasn't a plane from World War II. It was a plane that was carrying gold, and the gold was too heavy, so the plane crashed? Is that...
No, I think it was a U.S. plane, and it was U.S. Navy plane, or Air Force, or whatever it was, and it got shot down because it was leaving, and the Japanese were coming in. It was just bad timing.
Okay. And then, like, Magnum turns around, and Cooley's dead. He's, like, in a chair dead.
He doesn't just turn around, he goes into Cooley's office, and Cooley's, like, there, dead. He's been dead for days. Like, Magnum has to, like, cover himself because it smells so bad.
Like, nobody noticed that, like, it wasn't like he was dead, he was murdered, right?
Yeah. He was murdered. Nobody noticed that they haven't heard from him. He's not ranting and raving or anything.
So, not only does Magnum sneak onto the space, but a murderer also, like, sneaks onto the space. And fucking, yeah. It's Pearl Harbor. It's not even, like another base. It's Pearl Harbor. Like, hold on. First off, this is, like, alright. I grew up next to a naval air station base. You couldn't even get, like, even close to the fence, and there'd be, like, people, like, on you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, and this is Pearl Harbor. Like, it's fucking Pearl Harbor. Like, the Japanese attacked. They killed Ben Affleck.
Coming and going whenever he wants.
Like,
nobody notices.
All you need is just a fucking mustache, a nice car, and a naval suit. You can just break into this. Not even break in. You just fucking drive by the guards and wave. You give, like, a head nod.
Yeah,
like
you just wave like, hey, what up?
You fist bump the guards and you get on. But, yeah. I don't know. So, we know LaBeoul killed Dan. We know Lebuel killed Cooley. Cooley's dead in his office. Gold? I don't know.
Gold's involved because Lebuel is selling it on the black market.
So, now we cut back to the Casablanca Club, Rick's place.
Well, Magnum tells Alice she found out why Dan died. And this is what it was, because this is important. Dan realized that Cooley falsified the report that the wreckage was found wasn't a Zero. It was a plane with gold.
And a Zero is like a World War II plane, we learned, right?
Yeah. I think.
The plane crashed with gold. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess that...
And then we go to the Casablanca Club.
So now we're at Casablanca.
With Higgins, TC, and Rick, because that's a wild and crazy crowd I want to hang out with.
This is where it gets good. This is like... Not only this is where it gets good, it's just like the WTF moment of the episode. So Higgins shows TC and Rick the photographs.
Yeah.
In that secret room where they can like watch chicks dancing.
He's like at the window, like watching the dancing, and he's dancing to himself. He's like, "Ooh, I like that one. That's one hot mama."
And all right, so like,
and Higgins is so not here for it. Higgins is just like, "This is not classy. What am I doing? Here are your photos. I'm out." Rick tries to tip him, and Higgins is like, "I don't accept tips." And TC says he bets he doesn't give them either.
Alright, so Rick gives Higgins the information he needs, right? Is that what happens?
Well, he takes the photos. I don't think they even look at the photos.
It's like in an envelope.
Yeah, it's an envelope, a vanilla envelope. Rick's like, thanks. They don't look at them.
Rick's like, I'll get to him when I get to them.
He's dancing around.
He's like, there's some hot broads. He's
like dancing like Elaine.
Yeah. Rick's like, there's some hot broads on this dance floor right now that I need to watch. I'll get to this envelope later.
Yeah.
And
Higgins leaves.
So
but then they notice
Higgins like walks out of like that creepy room, and that the creepy guy that like hopped over the fence spots him, right?
Yeah. But I noticed that Higgins looks nothing like Magnum.
Yeah, the guy knows what Magnum looks like, because weren't they following him at like the dock from the previous episode?
Yeah.
It's like he knows, right?
Yeah, he knows what Magnum looks like, so he follows Higgins, and Rick is like, oh my god, that guy is following Higgins! Rick runs to his desk!
And he grabs a machine gun.
Machine gun! This is not like a regular handgun, this is definitely a machine gun. That he just has sitting on his desk.
And
he also has another gun he gives to TC, like a regular handgun.
Alright, so...
And they like go chasing after the creepy guy who's chasing after Higgins. Higgins is just strolling along very busy streets of downtown Oahu, Honolulu, whatever it is, at approximately 2 o'clock in the morning.
This is where it gets great, because Rick is running down the street with a gun. There's extras, like, on stand, like, obviously, like, the show, like, hired extras.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, like, running by the extras, and they're, like, not scared at all. They don't react to this at all. It's just, like...
Nobody reacts. That Rick is not only running around, but Rick is running around with a machine gun.
He shoots the guy, right? He shoots the creepy guy?
Yeah, well... What is it? The guy follows Higgins, and Higgins gets to the car, and the guy's like, what are you doing driving Magnum's car? And Higgins is like, this car belongs to Robin Masters! And he, like, realizes there's trouble, so he tricks it so that the security system will go off. And Rick's trying to come after him, and, like, Magnum pulls up, he's like, Rick, what's going on? He's like, so-and-so's chasing after Higgins, and then the car alarm goes off, and... There's so many people out on the street that don't seem to notice there's this commotion at all.
So, not only in the state of Hawaii, our 50th state, can you break into Pearl Harbor, you can apparently just fucking run amok with a machine gun. No one will give a hoot. Not a single
nobody
hoot.
seemed to care.
It's like, you know that meme online of Kermit the Frog drinking a Lipton tea and not giving a fuck? That's basically everybody in Hawaii.
They're just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Not a single fuck was given that day when Rick's place, Rick, ran down fucking downtown Oahu with a machine gun at 2 a.m. Well, it is 2 a.m., so it's like, it's the streetwalkers, the coke dealers. Like, they're used to that kind of shit, so maybe...
Maybe that's what it was. There was a lot of people out and about, though.
Yeah, but, like, it's funny because no one reacted. It was like, you know what? Like, the director was like, alright, where's our extras? Where's our extras? Alright.
So,
You walk that way. You walk that way.
In your town, do you have like a strip of area downtown where you have several bars?
Yeah, if you go to Plymouth, that's there.
So you have like kind of a strip.
Yeah.
When I lived in Durango, like all the bars, like all the good bars were like all on Main. So you could start at one end and work your way up to the other end. But when it gets to be 2 o'clock and the bars close, you don't have people milling all around downtown. Everybody's kind of clustered in front of their bar trying to figure out rides and stuff. So I was like, okay, the bars are still open. Everybody's still just walking around like they're going to the next place on their little bar hop. But don't notice all the commotion. I would notice the commotion, I think. Unless they're all drunk. They're probably all drunk.
Do you want to have a podcast confession?
Oh, God.
When I was in Hawaii... This is great. Alright, so I was in the island of Oahu, where I believe Magnum P.I. takes place. And, well, first of all, the times are all fucked up. So it's like 10 o'clock, but it's like really like 3 a.m. for you, so you're just like...
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on. So you start drinking at like 1 p.m., basically.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so... I had my little... It wasn't a hotel, it was like a timeshare place that I was staying at. So I went to one bar, and I was like, okay. And like, they have 25-cent Mai Tais. 25-cent Mai Tais. Which, if I ever start a band, that's the name of my band, 25-cent Mai Tais. Man. Alright, so that is basically like, I have $10. So like, I am gonna die tonight. Which is basically what happened. So... I was walking back to my hotel, and it was only like 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And I stopped and threw up in the shrubbery out front. Not even a hotel, it was like a timeshare.
Yeah.
And then just like, I was like, alright, I'm fine, and like went back to the nightlife. So, like, that's the kind of place Hawaii is. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, a guy could have ran by me with a machine gun, stopping crooks. Mm-hmm. I would have not have known.
Yeah, maybe if it's late enough and you're drunk enough, you might not notice.
Yeah, and like Hawaii is a place you get drunk at. It's not like downtown Durango when you're like trying to figure out where to go. Like you're having fun.
Okay,
and
you're gonna have to come to downtown Durango one.
And it's like, oh, did that guy just run by with a machine gun? And you're like, no, darling, we're on vacation. And then, like, it's like, did you hear those blasted bullets shoot that guy dead as he... It's like, no, darling, those are just fireworks. It's the 4th of July. We're in America. But, really, it was gunshots. And Rick shot that guy dead as he tried to attack Higgins. And, like, Higgins is, like, not even, like, worried about it. He, like, brushes the dirt off his shoulders. It's like that Jay-Z song.
Well, Magnum dives and, like, pushes Higgins out of the way.
Oh.
And then...
Magnum's there?
Yeah, Magnum's there. And Rick shoots the guy because Rick's got the machine gun.
I didn't even know that Magnum was there.
Yeah.
Does he, like, show up in the nick of time? It's just, like, one of those,
he shows up, like, right as the car alarm goes off. And he's, like, one of the only people who knows what the hell that sound is.
That totally escapes me. Oh my god. You're right. Magnum was there. His like mustache tingled, and he was like, "I need to go to downtown Oahu." All right, so now.
The creepy guy is dead.
Alright, so the creepy guy's dead. I have no more notes after this, so like
So you don't?
This is where I started.
I thought you had the exact same notes I had. Did you not download those?
I did, but I made my own notes.
Okay, hold on a sec.
So now I'm at your mercy. And as you mentioned things I remember.
Okay, so Rick shoots the guy dead. TC calls Rick Orville in front of Higgins, and Higgins is all like, Orville? It's just kind of a funny moment.
What was Orville? I don't get that reference. Orville
is Rick's real name.
Oh, he has a secret name?
Yeah.
Oh, because like
he'd rather go by Rick than Orville. I don't blame him. I think I'd rather be Rick than Orville.
Yeah, I'd probably... You know what, though? I'd do like a classic name, though.
Yeah, you have a babe. We both kind of do, but I went for the more wacky nickname.
Alright, so is this where Magnum figures out who LaBeoul is?
Yeah, it's like the next morning as the sun's rising and Magnum's swimming around in the ocean, and he's still perplexed. He's trying to piece it together. His gut's telling him he probably had that LaBeoul has probably left the island, but not yet. And he's like, oh, the aha moment's like, I think I know who this dude is.
So
this is where another one about security, where I kind of have an issue with.
I know you're
Magnum goes to the airport, and he's looking around. The two blonde chicks who were staying at the house earlier call out his name, Magnum, which alerts LaBeoul. LaBeoul knows who Magnum is, and you just see this kind of like old guy with like sort of salt and pepper hair, but as soon as he hears Magnum's name, he's like, oh no!
And then Magnum's like, he sees it, right? He
sees it because he's looking around. As soon as he like realizes they're yelling out his name, that he's like, oh crap, this guy knows who I am. It's all connected somehow. And he goes and he follows the guy into the men's room. And the guy's in the men's room just kind of calmly like putting a gun together and getting ready.
They're past security at this point, right?
Yeah, I don't think there is any security.
Oh yeah,
there's
it's
like
1980.
no metal detector. I mean, back in the day, you used to be able to go to the gate to meet people.
It's like you didn't get the picture of your junk taken and stuff like that.
Yeah. You don't have to take everything out. You didn't have to have only like this tiny bottle of stuff. You could have a lighter. You could have your knitting needles. You could have your freaking emery board.
Wait, what is an emery board again?
It is a nail file.
Oh, okay. I still don't know. Okay, go on though. Finish the episode.
So Magnum runs out after him, and there's a showdown, and LaBeoul is all pissed off because Magnum and the rest of the guys in Vietnam didn't go back for him. And Magnum's like, we did go back. You were already gone. He tries to shoot Magnum, and Magnum shoots him. Magnum survives, and he dies.
Alright, so this is
and
like...
Magnum grabs the guy's navy ring.
Alright, so this is like where I have like a huge problem with the episode, because literally like in the flashback when they like were gonna go back for LaBeoul or whatever his real name is, he's like, go without me, and they're all like, no.
Yeah.
Like, so they're like, alright, fuck it, like we're out of here, peace, and like LaBeoul's like, no, but like the Vietnamese let him live, and they brainwashed him into some kind of like diamond smuggler.
Heroin, diamond, gold.
But like, I don't know.
Yeah, he told them to leave. He told them, go.
Like, they tried to come back.
Yeah, they tried. He's like, no, go. And when they eventually did go back to let he was gone.
Yeah, so like they're like, fuck it, we're
So
on
he's
him.
probably been like MIA this entire time.
Yeah, so like that's the reason why he killed Dan, and I guess he was gonna kill the rest of them. Was that his end game?
I think he was just trying to get out of there. He had no desire to like deal with Rick or TC or Magnum, but he only dealt with Dan and Cooley because they were on to him.
But
Cooley was part of it, I think.
Yeah, probably. He probably had like a hand in it because Cooley was kind of a dick. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
There were no tears shed
Big time.
when I learned he died. I was like, all right, that's fine.
I was like, oh, okay.
Magnum took LaBuelle's ring. He added it to his collection of like dead Vietnam soldiers, like ring collection that he has going.
Yeah, like their Navy rings or whatever, because he's got Dan's, and now he has LaBuelle's.
Is this like a theme they have going throughout the show? Like he just like collects rings? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm kind of like afraid to find out. This episode just drove me so crazy. Like part of me wants to go and watch more, but the other part of me is like, no, don't do it.
All right.
Don't do this to yourself.
Now that we've gone through it, my favorite part. So, all right. So I don't actually have Netflix. I use my friend Kristen's Netflix. She allows me to use it, and I give her my Hulu password. So we have this like secret exchange, yeah. But the thing that I hate about Netflix is that people can see what you've watched. So it's like
you can see what you watch on Hulu,
but it's not as like in plain sight as Netflix. Like Hulu's like a little more deep. You have to like go to like a special menu. But like on Netflix, it's like front and center. So like we were like a month ago, and I'm out, like it's like I'm with her and her fiance, and she's like, they were both like, did you watch Magnum P.I. the other day? I was like, what? I was like trying to like defend myself. Like I was like, wait, hold on. I actually thought you just accused me of a crime. But wait, what did you say? And they were like, did you watch Magnum P.I. the other day? I was like, oh yeah, I watched it the other day. I thought you just like, accused me of something. Like the way you said it. It's just like the way somebody says something. It's like, did you watch Magnum P.I. the other day? I'm like,
all the things on Netflix, that's what you watched?
I'm like, you don't even want to know what else I've watched. And they're like, oh, we know. And I'm like, it's
kind of funny. Well,
I'm like, I have a podcast about TV.
But we have the two profiles, so I have my own queue of stuff to watch and recommendations. Every once in a while, he'll use like the Kindle Fire, or he'll just pick my profile instead of his, and I'll go to mine. I'll be like, I really don't think I watched that movie. Did I? I don't think I watched that. And I'll go, Aaron, did you use my Netflix account? He's like, yeah. Well, I was like, did you use my Netflix profile? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, just making sure.
Did you watch
I was like, I don't remember watching. I was like, I don't remember watching this movie. It didn't sound like something I had in my queue.
Alright, podcast confession. I watched Jersey Girl with Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler the other day, and Kristen's like, did you watch Jersey Girl? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, it's a Kevin Smith movie, leave me alone.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that was the pilot of Magnum P.I. I can't believe you went through it.
Finally.
I know. Like, what a pilot it was. And, like, you know what? Like, this show came out now, that would have been, like, a season-long storyline.
Yeah, it would not have gotten... It would have been, like, the mystery driving the whole series. It'd be, like, 5 years from now, we finally find out who LaBuelle is.
Yeah, it's like, LaBuelle is the... yeah.
LaBuelle, Philippe.
So...
Oh my gosh.
What was your, like, full take on Shirtless Magnum?
It was weird.
Yeah. See,
I liked the first half. The second half, I kind of just was done with.
Yeah,
especially Alice. I think it was Alice. I think Alice just pissed me off. I went and looked up to make sure she was in no more episodes, that she didn't come back to have a relationship with him, because I was like, I'm not watching this if Magnum and Alice are like some major couple that get together. Hell no.
The first half, I was like, this show is great. I was like, oh my god. I was like, there's so much mystery, so much drama.
Mm-hmm.
The second half, I was like, this is fucking stupid. And I was like, I'm out.
It just got ridiculous.
No wonder why I got
What's the running
canceled.
around with machine guns and going to Pearl Harbor at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, so like, that was like my major problem. I don't know what it was like in 1980. I was just a spawn.
Yeah.
I don't know anything, but nowadays it's like you can't even go to the airport without like anything, so.
Yeah, you have to have 2 forms of ID and all
Not
kinds
even.
of
You have to
crap.
have 9 forms of ID.
Yeah.
So that was
Maybe
Magnum
that's just
P.I.
because we live in a post 9/11 world and we're so used to more security that that's why it seems so absurd.
Yeah.
Maybe in 1980 this made perfect sense.
Yeah. So holla for 1980. RIP. So that was Magnum P.I.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, fucking wow. We made it through. So we're deep into 2015 now. So
Yeah.
alright, so we decided the next time not people, but we really like doing music videos as a podcast choice. So we have a music video next. We'll announce it soon. It's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Have you watched the music video yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet, but I already know it's gonna be hilarious because I already know what I'm gonna talk about.
Okay, well, just so you know, I feel bad for teasing you about never having heard the song or seen the video, because then I said something to my boyfriend, and he's like, I've never heard it, and I'm sitting here like, why? Why have you guys not heard this great country song?
Alright, we'll just say it now, only because I'll probably just cut this part out of the actual podcast, but, alright, so, Fancy by Reba McEntire. I'm like, oh, Fancy, like, what the hell her name is?
When I looked up to get the lyrics on Google, I just typed in Fancy lyrics, and it gave me Iggy Azalea. I was so pissed.
So, my whole approach, I haven't watched it yet, but my whole approach is going to be, I'm just going to talk about how I thought that you wanted to watch Fancy by what the hell her name is? Iggy Azalea. And then it turned out not to be that.
It's a country
And so,
song.
like, all my research just went to shame, like, out of the window.
Even though I linked you directly to the video.
Alright, let's wrap up the episode, then we can do our banter.
Okay.
Well, Magnum P.I. Ugh.
God, it's over.
Yeah.
It's behind us now, Patrick. It's behind us.
That
It
was
just
a
has to
long
get-
episode. And as always,